Welcome back to Everyday Garage. Today in this episode we are going to be back working on Paxton, the Porsche. Working on the interior. Hopefully we can get all of this completely resolved, restored, whatever you want to say, in this episode. I'm super excited to get started. Let's talk about what we are going to be doing this episode. First thing first, I do want to mention that I did fix the door handle. It was a decently easy fix, but I still haven't gotten my window felts back, unfortunately. I will be doing that at a later point. So what are we going to be doing on the interior? First off, I want to go ahead and take out both of the front seats and do my best to clean these carpets. Now, we could go two directions on both all of the upholstery and the carpet. We can either do our best to clean everything up and dye everything black. I'm not sure if that's the route I want to go or not yet. Or we can go ahead and try our best to restore everything back to the stock colors. I'm not entirely sure which I want to do yet. It kind of just depends on how nicely everything is going to clean up. As you can see over here, the driver's seat is really ripped up and just definitely needs to be replaced. The passenger seat is a lot better, but it also does have some cracking in the leather, so we'll be replacing both of those. Also, something to mention, the door cards, which are both off right now, are very dirty. They have some stains in them. I can probably get all of those stains out and get these cleaned up quite well, so I will probably just end up doing that. It all depends on if we're going black or if we're going back to the original colors, so we can get those replaced and looking nice. Also, I'm going to be reupholstering the steering wheel and getting all the leather replaced on that because it is pretty cracked up. So that's everything we're going to be doing on the interior. If anything changes, I will keep you updated. If you enjoy these kind of videos, leave a like and subscribe. That would mean a ton to me. I'm trying to grow very quickly by the end of the year, and there's not much time left. So if you guys enjoyed these, make sure to subscribe. Click that little button down below. Anyway, let's get started on removing these seats. Alright, I got these seats out. It was quite easy. It was literally just 4 of these little bitty bolts holding each of the seats in. I find that kind of crazy that those little bitty bolts hold the seats in that, hold you into the car. But whatever. We've got the seats out, and before I put these back in, they will be reupholstered whether we go black or if we go back the same color. I'm not entirely sure what we're gonna do yet, but I'm putting some thought into it. I have a bunch of junk that I've just collected in here over time as I've been working on stuff. So the next step is to clean all of that out and then get the new vacuum and clean these carpets best we can. Let's get on it. Alright, I got everything cleaned out that is important, all of the bolts picked up out of the carpet. Now I'm quickly going to use my regular vacuum and vacuum everything out best I can. And then we're going to unbox this brand new extractor and see how good it's going to work on these carpets. And also we're going to be doing the back seats. Let's get started. Now, as you can see, all of the dirt, visible dirt anyway, is out, and all of the extra junk, and they're looking decently clean now. This is usually where I would stop cleaning, but we can go one step further now with the extractor. I'm going to absolutely coat these carpets in carpet cleaner, tough stuff, and then I'm going to come with a drill brush and drill brush all of that cleaner out. Then we're going to come with the extractor and hopefully pull all of these remaining stains out and make this carpet look fantastic. Now that we've got the carpets clean and we're trying to figure out what we're going to do with those seats, let's go ahead and reupholster the steering wheel since I already have that kit ready to go. So it's super simple. This piece pops off just like so, and then there's just one bolt holding on the steering wheel. So let's go ahead and bring this inside and get this reupholstered. So we're inside now, and I've got the brand new kit. Let's go ahead and jump into a time lapse and get this sewn on. Sorry that time-lapse didn't show much of the reconstruction on the steering wheel because it took a lot longer than I was expecting. The steering wheel came out alright. I'm definitely not a professional by any means. There are way more wrinkles than I would have liked. And I'll probably come back and work on this at some point, or maybe even take it off and bring it somewhere professionally. But for all things considered, it looks fine for now, and I'm happy with it. Now, let's move on back to the seats and the carpets. I've made my decision. As for the seats, I've been back and forth a lot on this, and I finally made a final decision once I actually looked at the new seat covers. I love this color so much. I think it blends really, really nicely with the blue paint. And I actually am going to order the exact same color for the rear seats and do them as well, just because I like this color so much. I'll probably wait until the rear seat covers come in and then do all the seats at once. So in the meantime, let's go ahead and get this carpet painted. Over here, I did a little test sample with the dye, and I think it looked pretty well. So I've started on removing the carpet. I'm gonna try and get the carpet out. If I can't, I might just mask some stuff up and try and paint it within the car. I think I can at least get this section out and a couple of the small little pieces. I'm not entirely sure if I can get this front piece out yet. So let's get on painting the carpet. This is gonna look really nice. All right, the carpet is now out, and I'm definitely gonna have to vacuum because it is very, very dirty. Now that we've got the carpet completely out, I've got it sitting out in the sun, and it's time to get onto painting. Alright, time to let these dry for a little bit. I feel like they turned out pretty good. I'm pretty happy with them. And then we'll move them back into the car. I want to start on these door cards. You can see here that right along this bottom piece here, the painters, when they reinstalled the door cards, for some reason just decided to put screw holes through the door card, which is horrible. So the plan is to dye the entire thing. After I clean it, of course, and make sure that the paint is going to adhere correctly. I think this is going to look absolutely spectacular. Let's get on it. Alright, these door cards turned out absolutely fantastic. I couldn't be more happy with them. The door cards are reinstalled and look fantastic. I'm super happy with them. I'm still letting the carpet dry before I move it back in, but these look so much better than they did before. This little plastic piece in here has a little tab that was broken. I don't know if I did it or the painters did it, but it's broken on both sides. So I'll have to end up getting a new one for that. As well as the speaker covers, I'm probably going to get new ones for those too, because the old ones are very worn out. Also, on this door panel over here, the window up and down switch has been broken ever since I got the car. So we will be replacing that as well in this episode. Okay, so the rear seat covers are going to supposedly come in today. So now it's time to recover the front seats with those very nice seat covers that we got. Let's go ahead and jump straight into a time lapse and get those recovered and looking super nice in that nude leather. Let's go. Alright, I got the fabric taken off of all of the seat pieces, and I'm running out of daylight, so tomorrow I'll come back and recover the seats. We'll also be doing the back ones as well, as the covers just came in. Super exciting stuff. But I'm going to put all this up and we'll re-adjourn tomorrow. It is the next day, and it's time to get these seats recovered. As you can see now, I got a table so I don't have to work on the floor anymore. The seat cover set that I got came with these hognose clips, which is fantastic because I figured out I didn't have any. And we're going to do our best to recover this. I think it's pretty simple. You cover the seat, and then you're going to pull the areas along here from this side. Once you pull them through here, you can pull the hog clips through these areas to pull it through. It's going to be a little bit of a process, but once I figured out the first time, I think it'll be pretty easy for the second. It's pretty much the same process on the other sides too. It should be pretty simple. I'm going to set you guys up on a tripod and we'll get straight into a time lapse. Let's go. Alright, I got the first cover on and it looks absolutely amazing. Turning the seat over now, we can go ahead and take these parts right here and we're going to pull them back onto these little clips for this top piece and this lower piece up onto those clips, and then we can curl those back to keep it from coming back in. And then along this side, this will attach right here onto this one, and this little rope will tie into here in this area, and that hopefully should get everything super tight and looking fantastic. I'm gonna get started on that right now. Oh, this looks so good. I couldn't be more happy with this. Time to do the bottoms and then the other top, and we'll have these front seats done. I cannot wait to see the end result. Just like that, all of these seats are now recovered, and it's time to reassemble the two seats, and these are going to look so fantastic. I'm super happy with how these turned out. The upholstery job was super simple. Anyone can do this. If you need any tips, leave a comment down in the description below. But this is really quite simple. I think anybody with no experience could probably figure this out. Pretty simple. So let's go ahead and reassemble these seats and see how fantastic they look. Oh, these look so good. I could not be more pleased with how these turned out. They look like luxury seats that are going in my little Porsche. I'm super excited to put these in. So the next step is in here in the car. We've got to get these back seats out. These two pieces are separate, so I've got to figure out how to take those out, and then we'll go ahead and start reupholstering those as well. This is going to look so good. All right, I'm gonna get on that right now. All right, I got the two back pieces out. This is the foam, and it is really nasty, so I'm gonna see if I can clean it up a little bit. And the process is going to be relatively the same for the back, other than we're going to be using more staples. We're gonna wrap the upholstery around and then staple it to, for instance, this piece is wood. On the back here, there's mostly just foam, but it does appear that they use staples straight into the foam. I'll probably end up using some hog clips too, and maybe even some other methods. This should be pretty simple, and I'll probably have it done in a few minutes. So it's the next day, and I got the carpet and the rear seat completely put together, and this looks fantastic. I couldn't be more pleased with how these results turned out. It's time to get the front seat put in, and then I'm going to clean the entire interior and do a couple little extra touches, and the interior of the Porsche will be completely finished. At least for now anyway. I'm sure I'll continue to work on it a little bit, but let's jump straight to some beauty shots. I'm super excited to see what this is going to look like. So overall, the interior turned out absolutely magnificent. This looks so nice, like a brand new Porsche. I couldn't be more pleased, and we did this honestly for pretty cheap. The bulk of the cost for the entire interior was mainly just the front and back seat covers, and that ended up costing around $800-ish. Everything else was basically free. Mainly just paints and doing other little things to do this as cheap as possible. This is actually one of the last videos on the Porsche here, and I think the car has turned out absolutely magnificent. I could not be more pleased with the end result. I really hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will see you later.